corrections has a more positive and helpful image than does institutional corrections. Let's take a look. Community corrections is a term that encompasses halfway houses, work release centers, probation, parole, and any other intermediate sanctions. Professionals in community corrections do not have the same power as police or correctional officers to use physical force, but they do have a great deal of non-physical power over the clients they control. Discretion exists during supervision in the following ways. Probation officers decide when to file reports. They decide what recommendations to make, and they make numerous decisions along the way. Probation and parole officers can be described as adopting different roles on the job. Different ethical issues can be discussed in relation to each types of those roles. For instance, a punitive law enforcement officer may need to examine his or her use of authority. This officer may tend to use illegal threats and violate the due process protections that each client deserves. The welfare or therapeutic worker may need to think about neutral law rights and privacies as well as autonomy. These officers tend to infringe on clients' privacies because of their mindset that they're helping the client, and indeed they might be, but the client may prefer less help and more privacy. The passive time saver may violate professional ethics in not performing duties associated with the role. Discretion exists not only at the recommendation to release stage, but also throughout supervision in corrections. Many do not submit violation reports automatically upon discovery of every offender infraction. In this way, they're like police officers who practice selective enforcement of the law. We've been discussing probation and parole officers simultaneously, but there are some important distinctions between the two. First, parolees are perceived to be more of a threat to the community, so supervision of parole officers is emphasized much more strongly than in probation, where supervision is balanced with service and counseling emphasis. The ethical issues concerning halfway houses are a combination of those that confront institutional corrections and those seen in community corrections. Halfway houses can be large institutions, and staff may feel like corrections officers, in which case there are concerns that they will abuse their positions by exploiting the residents. To be in a helping profession in a system geared for punishment is a difficult challenge for anyone, and the temptation to retreat into bureaucratic, compliance, or worse, egotistic relativism is always present.